My name's Angelo, and welcome to We Want Picks. This breakdown is brought to you by Premium Membership. Premium Membership brings you all sorts of betting and fantasy tools to help you make money. Things like exclusive 2, 3, and 4 leg parlays, betting calculators, parlay calculators, daily fantasy ownership projections, fighter salary rankings, and so much more. Check it out now at WeWantPicks.com. Scroll to the top and click Become a Member. And don't forget, we are giving away $50. All you need to do is go to WeWantPicks.com/bets, sign up with any one of our betting partners, make a deposit, and we send you $50 as a thank you. That's WeWantPicks.com/bets. Sign up, make a deposit, we send you $50. Next up, at UFC Vegas 59, we have Cory McKenna taking on Miranda Granger. Cory McKenna 6-2 overall, 4-1 in her last 5, coming off a split decision loss to Elise Reed. Miranda Granger 7-2 overall, 3-2 in her last 5, coming back after a year and a half away. Cory McKenna is a very well-rounded fighter, and she's really fun to watch. She literally does everything. She'll march forward, throwing ones, twos. Then she'll just back away, stay out of the pocket, throw Superman punches or head kicks to get back in the pocket, and repeat that cycle. I see you, Gabriel. Let me get through this, and you will be appreciated as well. Where the hell was I? I've seen her pick up double legs, slam her opponents. We've seen a ton of submissions from her, and she's just a really well-rounded fighter. She can be hittable. She does need to clean some things up, but she's so tough and so busy that she makes it work. She's coming off the loss to Elise Reed, where she was essentially outworked on her feet. She did have some success, though, with 3 takedowns and almost 4 full minutes of control time. Miranda Granger is a technical striker who started her combat sports career 26 years ago when she was 4 years old. She's a very busy striker, and even in her last loss to Ashley Yoder, she gave up more than 8 minutes of control time and still landed 87 total strikes. So when she has the opportunity, she absolutely lets her hands fly and stays busy. She's very tall for the division, which helps her striking and range, but she doesn't do herself any favors in the grappling department. She's got a very upright stance, which just leaves her wide open for takedowns. And when she does clinches, she's pretty off balance. Miranda's coming back after more than a year and a half away. She had a child, and that always makes these breakdowns tricky. Has Miranda been working on her grappling? I don't know. Can she defend all of Cory's takedowns and keep it technical on her feet? Like, that's always the challenge with these breakdowns, right? We don't know what she's been doing with this layoff. Well, we know what part of what she's been doing with the layoff, but what has she been doing after that? Is she in a full camp?
Same type of things.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
If this fight stays on the feet, I think Miranda can outwork Cory the same way that Elise Reed did. But if Cory comes forward with those powerful takedowns, she should have the same success against Granger that Yoder did. I like Cory here. I love her pressure and her pace, but again, you just don't know where you're going to get with a layoff. And we've got Gabriel Reina adding to the case of beer, $20. He said, good work. Gabriel, we appreciate you very much, and I hope that you have been making money following the insight and enjoying the show. Jacob, give us your breakdown. I will be right back.
Look at those donations at the top, man. My nipples are going crazy, guys. They're poking through. I got to change shirts. They're ripping holes like Mean Girls when they cut out the holes and the nipples are going crazy. That's what's happening right now, and that's what might be happening in this next fight with Cory McKenna and Miranda Granger. I'll tell you that. As Angelo mentioned, Cory McKenna, a very, very pressured fighter. I cannot believe she is only, 23 years old. It is insane the way that she fights and the poise that she has. What is an issue with her, the way she fights, is sometimes she does not use her wrestling as much as I would like to see, because she should have the wrestling advantage over pretty much almost everyone in this division at this point. At least a lot of the people that she's going to be fighting on her up-and-coming fights to get to that top 15 type position. But she likes to brawl at times. And against a girl like Miranda Granger, you don't really want to brawl because her length in this division is going to cause issues for a lot of people. If Cory McKenna is not able to get inside the length of Miranda Granger, and I did the deep dive Instagram on both girls, all the girls, especially later on with, you guys know, Ariane, we'll get into it when we get into it. But I did the deep dive Instagram. I'll tell you what, Miranda Granger looks great. She looks physically great. It looks like she's working hard in this camp, and I think that these odds are crazy. I think these odds are absolutely crazy. Anything for a minus 200 something for a fighter like Cory McKenna seems crazy to me. She has the advantage in the grappling, but she brawls, man, and she does get hit, and she can get outstruck. And against a long striker like Miranda, this could be one of those situations where she just cannot find a way to get inside of the pocket of Miranda Granger and just gets picked apart for 3 rounds. I am scared to death for Cory McKenna in this fight if she cannot get the takedowns. And even if she gets the takedowns, you saw Ashley Leoter get the takedowns, but Miranda did a good job in some of those instances of winning some sweeps, and she does a good job of using her length in those sweeps to get better positions, to get out of position. So if Cory McKenna comes in with a sloppy shot and that length of Miranda Granger, all of a sudden Miranda Granger's on your back, this could be a weird fight for Cory McKenna. So yes, the better fighter, the overall better fighter is going to be Cory McKenna because she is the pressure fighter. She has the wrestling in her back pocket. I just wish that she would use the wrestling more in her fights and not be the brawler that she turns into at times. The play is going to be Cory McKenna, but I think these odds are crazy. If you're playing Cory McKenna at minus 200, hats off to you, more power to you, but, I think it's a little bit crazy. I would stay away from it myself, but my pick is going to be Cory McKenna, and we got $5 from the real McCoy. Not a big one, been losing parlays because I parlay the whole card. Never really a good idea, unless you're me. I go perfect sometimes, you know what I mean? I'm parlaying smarter this card. Jacob, 2 weeks ago, you gave me my first 1K parlay. Hey, you're very welcome,
there you go.
Man. You got that big $5, the real McCoy. We appreciate all the donations. Donations are going crazy tonight. You can see them at the top. Appreciate all the donations, guys, and that's my breakdown for this fight.
Well, thank you, Real McCoy. Very, very appreciated. Again,
The real McCoy.
Happy you're getting value out of what we do week in and week out. I think so. We both agree, right? Cory McKenna, because of the wrestling and the pressure, can absolutely win this fight. Miranda Granger is the better striker. We don't know what she's going to look like after a year and a half away, right? Because what's her name?
I kind of
Mackenzie
mentioned it. I did the deep dive Instagram, and she's looking good.
It doesn't matter because that's also nonsense because Mackenzie Dern, after a year away, after having a child, looked physically the best she had ever looked, and that was her loss in the UFC. So you just don't know. But $9,100 is insane. Do not put Cory McKenna in your DraftKings lineup. Well, I get it. She could get takedowns. Yeah, she can get takedowns. She can elbow away on top. But there's just too many unknowns here. $9,100 is a lot of money to spend when I think there's some other people that are pretty much a sure thing that are near that price point. You're going to put in your lineup at $9,100?
No, but I think that if you're playing multiple entry type stuff, I think you got to put it in one, but probably not in mine.
Yeah, of course. And anybody who does multi-entry stuff, on our premium membership, we do DraftKings ownership. It's $10 a month. It includes a whole bunch of crap, including DraftKings ownership, which will tell you the projected ownership of each fighter. So if there's a fighter you're confident in and they're going to be low owned, that's exactly who you want to throw in your lineup because that might separate you from the pack, things like that. So anyway, anybody who does lots of multi-entry stuff knows what to do with that information. You will find that at weownpicks.com. Scroll to the top, click become a member. Monkey Knife Fight, strike line 95 to 64. I'm not going to touch it because if Cory McKenna gets a million takedowns, great. No problem. She could get to that, bunch of elbows. But I just don't know what to do with this. We don't know how good Miranda Granger's striking is going to look. We don't know how much wrestling Cory's actually going to do. Do you feel strongly about this Monkey Knife Fight strike line?
I think it's probably definitely less for Cory. I know that she's a pressure brawler, but that length I think is going to give Cory an issue, especially early on to find that rhythm, to really find where to get inside of those strikes. So I think it's probably a less, but the 64 scares me.
Yeah, I agree. I'm not going to touch it. We've give you plenty of ways to make a fortune with Monkey Knife Fight, and playing this line is not going to be one of them. But if you want 50 free bucks, WeWantPicks.com/bets. Sign up with any one of our betting partners. Make a deposit. I'll send you $50 as a thank you.